Black Friday and Cyber Monday, these two holidays, shopping holidays, have literally changed the face of shopping for both the US and Canada forever. We used to make, in Canada, we used to have something called Boxing Day, and we used to make a huge deal out of it. For anyone living in Canada, this is and someone that was growing up in the 90s, you would line up for a place called A&B Sound. This is our audio video place, along with a place that we used to call Future Shop, which was bought out by Best Buy. And we would line up around the block to get the best deals on CDs and home theater receivers and game systems and all sorts of stuff. But that has all changed because we shop online a whole lot more now. And with the inclusion of Cyber Monday, we shop even more online. And but now we take more of a cue from the US, as you can see, because these shopping holidays have absolutely shifted. The US doesn't have a Boxing Day, obviously. And, like the Retail Council of Canada, they project that most Canadians, not most Canadians, but a good chunk, 40% of Canadians will do most of their shopping on Black Friday, with another 37% chunk doing the rest of their shopping on Cyber Monday, which is a huge chunk of shopping. But the US and Canada are obviously not the center of the universe. We are not. We are not. And for a different perspective, we've got Winston over here that can give us a UK and a Hong Kong perspective. So
that's right.
How does it all work in the UK? Like, do you have a Boxing Day?
Boxing Day sales is still happening. We do have Black Friday. And I think we get most of the the sales and stuff like that. We get it from the US, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Sorry, I'm just fixing your mic over here. Yeah, it's a little bit twisted here because we're not picking you up very well, but that's okay. We just roll with it.
Oh, right. Yeah. So it's a non-tradition thing, UK thing that we got, with our friends and over the US and Canada. We just picked it up, and I think with the big Friday sales, the Black Friday, it's just kind of caught on. Not so much in Asia, though. I think in Asia, Hong Kong and things like that, they don't actually celebrate, Thanksgiving because it's not a traditional thing. So that's why you don't see much Black Friday sales in Asia, but definitely in the UK because it's a tradition thing. Like we pick it up from the US and Canada and stuff like that. So Boxing Day sales is Boxing Day because you have Boxing Day sales and
we do. They just
Canada
aren't as big as they used to be.
That's right. Yeah, because back in the 80s and 90s, you said Boxing Day sales is basically all the stuff you can pick up after the Christmas because you got the Christmas rush after your Christmas presents. People think, well, we still have stock left, right? And we need to get rid of them. So how do you get rid of them? Boxing Day sales? The day after Christmas Day is 26th, Boxing Day, and then the next big sale would be New Year's Day the day after that. So Boxing Day sales is where we pick up our goodies, but now it's all the sales you can get on Thanksgiving, which is Black Friday. And Black Friday, you mentioned Cyber Monday. So Cyber Monday never used to be a thing.
No, it wasn't.
And
I think in a lot of senses, it gives the retailers. I worked for a retailer, and it gave us a chance to kind of regroup inside the stores and clean everything back up for those first 2 weeks of December, and but give the warehouse an ability to kind of get their motors running and get all those orders out because it's the last chance that people have to get their Christmas presents in Canada. One of the last chances shipped.
That's right.
To locations.
Yeah, because Black Friday sales is mostly like household goods, presents for your wife, your kids and stuff like that, toys, right? Yeah. And all the electronics would be like for our guys, for our tech cave.
So true.
Yeah, and then we pick up all those goodies, the tech goodies, on the Monday.
So despite economic uncertainty, and a lot of people are thinking that what's happening, what's going on, despite indicators that there are some positive things happening in the economy. Survey says budgets have increased for 2023. Last year we spent around $790 per person.
Okay.
This year we're spending $898 per person. That have a shopping budget. They have indicated that they have a shopping budget. But the nice thing is that because we are Canadians, we plan to spend 80% of that on other people.
Oh, yeah.
So
gifts and stuff like that.
Yes. So, to help Canadians stretch that budget, even in these times where things seem like the pricing is a little bit off, we're going to give you our best tips and tricks to shopping for, especially for shopping for the gadgets and techs that we love the most. So I think that for a lot of people, they're just looking for a source of information to tell them, is this a good deal or is this not a good deal? Or should I put that back on the shelf or remove that from my cart? And I've got 3 things that I normally use, including one that is actually a retailer. Honey. We've all heard this. You know, we all have seen the ads from a certain Birkenstock wearing, like tech YouTuber in Canada where he's like, install Honey and save money. Well, it's true. Honey is a great app. I think someone bought it. I can't remember who it was, but Honey as an app has the best, gives you your best chance of flagging products that you are looking for on shopping websites. Right. It'll actually track its historical loop of data of where that price was. So if that price has not moved ever, buy it anytime you want. But you can also set these indicators to give you emails or push notifications that says that this product moved at least 10%. You should probably consider looking at it.
It tracks the price range.
That's
goes
right.
Up and down.
And it gives you an indicator. So I set mine to 20 because I'm not rolling out of bed for less than 10% off, for less than 20% off, right? It's just not worth my time. And you know what? It's stuff that normally I just don't need, like another monitor or whatever it is, right? Or another camera, right? I don't need those things, but if there's a good sale on it, I want to be notified that there's a movement in the price.
Okay.
Something's happening, right?
So does it track like different prices in terms of what about products? As in, you can do a price comparison with different retailers, or is just that product?
It's that specific product. It tells you whether or not that price moved. Having said that, though, if a price has moved on that retailer, chances are it's moved on other retailers.
Okay.
All right. Especially for cameras, because they work with these minimum MSRPs that not all, like every camera store has to abide by these minimum pricing.
It goes through the official resellers, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's not unexpected, okay? The second one that I like to peruse is red flag deals.
And what are they?
They are a community of cheap-ass Canadians that like to get together and share deals, okay? I can't stress anymore that that's basically who they are, and that's for the best. Because if you're looking for something that's a good deal, or maybe something that you never even considered buying, but it's such a good price that you have to kind of consider it, this is the place to go. So redflagdeals.com, they have a forum. They also list all the flyers. They list all the all the retailers. They list all of the deals that are happening at these retailers. They're linked. They're affiliate links, obviously, when possible.
Right.
But people comment on them. They say, hey, this is a better deal at this retailer. They share notes.
Oh, okay. So it was like a social kind of. It's
a community. It's a cheap ass community in Canada where you get the best deal. Okay. But it's to our benefit. It's to our benefit, especially in this climate where we're like, is this a good deal? Is what's going on? And because most pricing is online, you can quickly check and verify for yourself that these people are not full of crap.
Crowdsourced pricing.
Yeah, crowdsourced pricing. No, crowdsourced deals on the best prices as indicated by a community, right? So in some cases, you might be a buck or two off buying from your favorite retailer. Go for it. Support your locals as well too.
Yeah.
A lot of local retailers, they can match these prices because they get them from the same suppliers in Canada.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I would feel better to do that most of the time if I can walk in the store and buy something specific, right? But for most intents and purposes, these give you a good indicator where to start, how to start about that pricing. And like a lot of retailers, especially brick and mortar retailers, they'll offer bundles that actually may be a better deal than a lot of the individual piece pricing. So do check them out first if you can, to see if you get more bang for the buck. Because if you get a bundle full of things, you could actually split up this bundle and actually have more than one Christmas gift. So there's another pro tip, right?
Yeah.
The other app, or actually it's a website too. It's called Flip, F-L-I-P-P. This app has been around for ages in Canada. It actually consolidates all of the flyers, paper flyers, online websites and everything. And based on your postal code, it can tell you where all the deals are.
Okay.
So if you're looking for something specific, you can actually peruse all the flyers at your local retailers. A lot of retailers, even if they don't submit, sometimes it's submitted for them, and you can see everything from the latest electronics all the way to grocery pricing sometimes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Right? So that's good. So if you're a savvy shopper in whatever postal code you are across Canada, it's good to check out the pricing overall in your area to make sure that you're not getting ripped off, or be more informed of what you should be paying for something rather than like paying more for the same item. And that often happens when there's specific, like blowout deals or bundles that retailers are using.
So these sites and apps, they don't just work on Black Friday, right? It's throughout the year?
Throughout the year. Like Cheap Asses and over at Red Flag Deals, they shop all year round. And thank goodness for them, because I don't have that time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when, 2 fire extinguishers at Costco are going to be like $20 or something like that. Not saying that they are $20 right now, but just saying that, if there are deals like that, you want in on them.
Interesting we mentioned about that, because my wife goes to this, I'm not sure if it's a Facebook group or some community group. And in there, all they do is post deals that's happening in Costco, Walmart, and all that kind of stuff. And then she just goes, "Oh, Winston, there's a thing going on, an air fryer for like $50. It's a really good brand. We should go and get it." It's like, what? And then, sure enough, it was like $50. And there was a massive queue of people just buying that stuff.
Same everywhere, right? I mean, Red Flag Deals kind of starts the conversation. But then as you look in the threads for these deals, you might find that, hey, you know what? Last year's model was actually cheaper by like $100. It's also 10% equivalent. You should get this one instead. You'll find that information there. And of course, Facebook groups as well too, like your wife as well too. There's deals everywhere. Like some of these groups where here's a good group, the Cricut group. I don't know if you know what a Cricut is, but basically during Christmas time, a lot of people create crafts and everything, mugs using Cricut equipment because they cut stencils and everything like that. And you wouldn't believe, but some of these deals for the materials and the machines themselves, when I look, I'm like, that machine's $300. Why is it $29 at Walmart? Brand new in box, right? So these deals do exist out there depending on your area. Again, depends on your locality. We may or may not see those in Canada, but it's good to know that these people are looking out there locally, starting a conversation with, like Honey, to see what's going on. Double checking on Red Flag Deals to make sure that it really is a good deal. Yeah. And maybe there's some bundles out there that you may have missed. Flip for anything that you missed locally within your postal code. And the last one is a great place where I just put stuff in the cart, but Amazon. Yeah. Amazon is actually, funny enough, Amazon works on a system where retailers will compete for what they call the buy box, right? So as retailers compete, they drop prices, they give offers, they give deals, and Amazon themselves respond. I always try to buy directly from Amazon because then I get the A to Z guarantee. But even third-party retailers on Amazon also abide by the A to Z guarantee, which means that within 30 days, if you're not satisfied for any reason, the product comes back. Okay, and you have to be satisfied. That's how they work. So I put everything that I possibly could want in my cart, even when I'm not shopping for it, because it gives me price drop and decreased notifications or increased notifications on all the products.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, because I've put in a couple of items in there. In fact, I'm after something was like $200, and I just I don't desperately need it. I thought, okay, maybe I might get it in a couple of months, whatever. Yeah. And suddenly it just got a ping. Ooh, dropped in price.
It's $50 off.
It's like, what?
I think I might buy this now.
Exactly.
So that it's a very, very good way to pick that are non-impulse buys. They require a little bit more thought, but they're not something that you need, like you said. And if you see it at a price that you feel that is a good value for you, then you can act. But in the meantime, you sit tight. You put them in your wish list. Yeah. You put them in your
wish list or reserve or the cart. But you don't have to buy it, of course.
You don't have to buy
It's
stuff.
Just tracking your price.
You just look at it. So those are some of my tips to kind of start that conversation in Canada. And again, try to go to your local retailers as well too. They are probably aware of some of the pricing on the things that they sell. So a lot of the specialty stores, if you're into like running shoes or cameras or anything that has a specific store related to it, go check them out first. They're the people that might have the bundles that give you way more value than some of these individual deals. So start the conversation with the other things, then check out what they can provide locally, because we truly believe in that.
Yeah.
So, hey, guess what?
What's that?
If you're shopping for a phone plan in Canada, guess what time you should be shopping for the best deal?
You told me like holiday seasons, whether it's like, I don't know, Labor Day or Thanksgiving, of course, and stuff like that. So tell us more about that.
Well, I used to work for a cell phone retailer.
Okay.
Brand, actually, in Canada. I used to work for Fido when they launched in Canada, sometime in the 90s. And our biggest push every single year was to get more subscribers on our networks during the holidays. Now, obviously, that shifted because of Cyber Monday and Black Friday. So Cyber Monday and Black Friday is where you get the best deals for your plans in Canada. And this applies for the big three, TELUS, Bell, and Rogers, but also all their flanker brands. So we're talking Fido, which now is owned by Rogers. We're talking about Koodo. We're talking about Virgin. We're talking about Freedom Mobile. This is where they want to give you the best phones for the best prices if you choose to finance them. And again, they're not free phones. They're just not even subsidized. You just pay for a couple years with a integrated pricing rather than paying up front. I choose to buy my phones up front. I choose to go to Samsung directly if I want a new flip or a new fold or something like that. You the same probably with any of your phones?
Yeah, well, I used to do the contract kind of financing, right? Where I pay a subscription or monthly plan, which integrates the price of the phone. So there's no upfront for the payment for the phone. But I realized it's actually not worth it. It depends on your situation. For me, I didn't find it. I did it for a couple of years, and I thought, well, it's not actually what I want. Instead, now I'll do exactly the same as you. I buy the phone outright, and then choose the plan I want, which is more flexible for me.
That's right. So what you should be doing is, before you even engage in any of these offers, review your plan, because if you don't know where you're going over in your plan or where you're getting the least amount of value, that's hard to kind of pick a plan, because everyone's going to be throwing gigabytes at you. Everyone's going to be throwing minutes at you. Everyone's going to be throwing roaming at you for some dollar amount. Okay. If you never go to the US, if you never use gigabytes of data, then chances are, if you're paying, consider your budget. If you're paying more for a plan that sounds like you get a bunch of stuff, you're actually paying more per month. And you may not have considered that, you know what, the price of my plan like 2 years ago was $20. How did I get to $60? So consider what you actually need by reviewing your plan before you jump into this. I mean, it is so easy to switch from providers because a lot of newer phones have eSIMs.
eSIMs,
right, and you can even order SIMs from all of the major players. Some of them offer deals where they're free SIMs, right? When you order online, and then you've got all these SIMs. Like, who do I switch to, right? You can switch to anyone you want, but make sure that your contract plan, whatever, is not a term, has no clauses where you have to pay back a subsidy for the phone that you have. Make sure these are all factored in, because even though you can save $5 a month on the plan that offers 1 more gigabyte a month, you may not be saving anything at all.
That's true.
So make sure you do the math on that, okay?
Yeah.
And also consider the coverage. I mean, Freedom Mobile, they're a good brand if you live in the big cities, right? Freedom Mobile is rolling out their network, but do you have time to wait for them to put a tower near your house? Probably not, right? So any of the big 3 brands, any of their flankers would probably be a better value if you were looking to switch out. So consider that coverage area before you even move. But this is the best time of year to also call customer service and negotiate a better deal, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't know this in Canada. You guys don't have any contracts.
We don't. Or we do and we don't. You can choose to go either way.
That's true. And the thing is, for the UK, it's like it used to be 12 months. Now it's 24 months. So you can't enter this contract and you get a SIM, whatever, or your phone, and then 24 months, and that's stuck.
Yeah.
So you can upgrade to get a bigger and more expensive plan. That's not a problem, but you can't downgrade, right?
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a bummer. And the other thing was, because you got no contract, you can actually switch between providers, no problem, anytime.
Yeah.
But it is I wouldn't say a penalty, but it is an activation fee of around about $60, something like that.
It depends on the retailer, right? If you go into a store, they will charge you the activation fee because you touched somebody. If you order it online, you get the offer and everything like that. They normally
they can take it off.
Waive that,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So again, consider what the cost of switching, consider, are you looking for a new phone? Is your phone broken? They will try to entice you with these offers that sound really good because you're getting a iPhone for $1 a month. I'm just making this up, but let's just say that the price of the phone over the 24 months seems really cheap, but they have to get you into a bigger plan with more gigabytes and everything like that. They're actually getting you hooked to having a more expensive plan.
Yeah.
If you only use like 100 minutes a month and 5 gigabytes a month, and you've gone into a 50 gigabyte plan and you've paid $30 more just to get the free iPhone, think about it for a second. It's not free. Okay.
It isn't. It isn't.
You know, it's so exciting this time of year to get a new phone plan, to get a new phone, that often people make the worst possible decisions.
That's right. That's right.
So don't fall for it. Do your research before jumping into this, okay? Same with internet service providers. This time of year, they also offer the best deals on 1 gigabit plans, modems, mesh networks, and everything like that. They give you a free TV if you sign up for 2 years, right? Do you really need that TV?
That's right. And the free streaming services and stuff like that. I think in the UK, for some reason, fiber plans are quite low in terms of gigabytes.
Yes.
They probably have 500 meg, 200 meg. That's quite big. If to get to the 1 gigabit Ethernet plan, fiber plan, that's like way expensive. But in Canada, they're everywhere, right?
Yeah. All the providers offer them. Just one caveat is that most people think that there's 2 providers in BC, British Columbia, right? We have Shaw. And we have TELUS.
TELUS.
Now, TELUS is a true fiber provider because they actually laid the foundation to have full fiber.
Right.
Everyone uses everyone's infrastructure. So Shaw, technically, isn't a full fiber provider. They're copper up till the fiber.
Oh, okay.
Right? Or they're more fiber along the way, but they still have some copper. Okay. So if you want the fastest possible, low latency, you've got to go with TELUS.
But
by the numbers.
Are they expensive though?
No, actually, they're not. They're offering deals right now, but then again, it depends on your usage in your house, right? If you're only a single person in your house, you might get away with half a gigabit,
and
right?
TELUS is Canada's biggest provider. Is that right?
TELUS is one of the providers.
Okay.
Bell in the east, TELUS in the west.
Okay.
And then you have certain providers that use their networks. So you have Tech Savvy, you have Cogeco, you have all these other kind of smaller players that use part of their networks to kind of get on into the this building.
It's Novus.
It's Novus, right? So
who are they?
Novus in this building,
right?
And then in the ground is probably TELUS.
Okay.
Right. So they work off of that. So TELUS couldn't get into this building, but Novus did.
Okay.
And they're a provider. So things like that happen in Canada. It's a little bit complicated, but always check. You probably get a phenomenal deal on your internet because this building is owned contractually by Novus to provide the service.
Yeah, that's right. I got a gig. I can't remember how much. It's like $50 or $60.
That's a really good deal. I pay $89 through TELUS for my deal, and it's through a Strata. But it's always worth it to check these deals as they're happening because this is worth a phone call. One phone call could save you $10, $20, $30 a month over the course of a year. Add that up, that's $360, right? That's
true. So, it's all about cost saving per month. People didn't realize that, I've actually calculated how much I pay in the subscriptions, the Netflix and the movie streaming and fiber, mobile, monthly payments. It adds up.
Yeah. If you like TELUS is, I'm not plugging TELUS or anything. I am on the service, but I have noticed that they do offer TELUS bundles with Apple TV, with Netflix, and with I think Discovery. If you are subscribing to any 3 or 2 or one of those, the pricing that they're providing on promo is actually pretty compelling because you get all 3 for the one low price. So if you are subscribing to the full meal deal Netflix anyway, that will save you a couple dollars, especially if you plan to use them all year long. Now, if you're someone like me who unsubscribes to Netflix when the shows that I don't want are off, and I subscribe to something else in the meantime and try to keep that $20 to $30 level for, streaming services, maybe not. It all depends on how much you spend and how much you watch it. And again, just managing unsubscribing and resubscribing, it's a bit of a ordeal. So maybe having that one low price for a couple services that you already use anyway might not be a bad thing.
True.
So I want to talk about some of the best deals that we've seen. And this is a good place to talk about some of the deals that actually Kingston is bringing out as well, too, because they dumped a bunch of products onto us. We've been playing with them. We actually know a lot of these products really, really well now, from their memory modules all the way up to their external hard
SSDs,
drives.
yeah.
And we've really grown to love some of these products. And that's why, even though Kingston gave us pretty much everything that they are put on sale, these are our stars. Okay. So I want to give mad props to these two products here.
Okay.
So we got the Kingston XS2000. This is their external SSD. This is an NVMe PCI Express drive. Inside this enclosure, it is IP55 rated. Has the silicone cover that keeps it from denting when it hits the ground, as it's built for.
So dust-proof, water resistant?
Dust resistant, water resistant. IP55, not IP68 or 60 something or 70, whatever, right? But they do have it certified for that. Chances are this will probably outlive you, right? Pricing. Now in Canada, we know that with computer retailers, and you know, Winston used to own a computer shop with his brother.
Oh yeah,
they know the margins, right?
Yeah.
So for this guy to save, you know, like a good $25 chunk, it's $189 for a 2 terabyte one.
2 terabyte, okay.
2 terabyte, very comparable to a lot of the other players out there. You know, like you'll probably see LaCie drives out there, Samsung drives. They're not as small. I thought this was the biggest sell for me, is that it's tiny.
It is
compared
small
to them.
Compared to the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I have Samsung T5 drives at home. I have like a couple of them. They're like half the size. So I can carry 2 of these in the same place that I would carry 1 of those.
All right. So 2 terabyte. Tell us how what interface it uses.
Now this one uses a USB Gen 3.2 Gen 2x2, which means that it has 2,000 megabytes per second read and write speeds. Okay. Now if you don't need the 2 terabyte size, and some people don't. Like I think that because I use 1 terabyte drives for production, because I want to split up my footage over different projects. Just like how when we record our podcast show, I would hand you a different Kingston card.
That's right.
For each episode.
Yeah.
Because
don't put it onto one.
Don't put it onto one. The 1 terabyte drive is actually a really good deal as well too. You're looking at $104. For the 1 terabyte ones, okay? These are on sale. Some retailers may bundle these together, and there might be other offers as well too. So do check in with your local retailer. Right now, Memory Express, Canada Computers, and Best Buy Canada have these for a similar price.
So $104 for 1 terabyte. How much for the 2 terabytes?
It's $189. This is Canadian pricing. So if you take it across the border, it's probably even less. But you know, this is what Canadians can expect to pay. Good deal.
That is a good deal.
But
what's that?
If you don't need durability, you just need the storage. Maybe you're in a studio. Maybe you're already doing audio recording. Maybe you're already doing photography, and you don't need that extra speed. Consider this: its little brother, the XS1000. Now it doesn't have the IP55 rating. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a solid state drive. What could happen to it? Still has the USB 3.2 interface on the back of it, but this is USB 3.2 Gen
1, I think.
Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Not by 2.
No, by 2. Okay, Gen 2 by 1.
So that means it's 1,000 megabytes per second of read and write speed.
Okay.
More than adequate. Okay. Now, I'll give you a couple pro tips here. For audio recording, this is way more than you need.
Oh, yeah.
For speed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Audio files are comparatively small. Even a 1 terabyte one of these could do the job. Also, you remember how we've been talking about dash cams?
Yeah, that's right.
With dash cams and everything like that. Well, Rivians and Lucids and Teslas, they all use external flash drives.
Okay.
This is much more durable than a USB flash drive. In terms of the read and the write cycles, a USB flash drive, comparatively speaking, is not as resilient as a real NVMe external SSD.
External SSD.
So because this comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable, you can plug into any of those receptacles in those, format it correctly for the vehicle, and you've got a lot of recording time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like 1 terabyte.
Right?
How much is that?
It's $74 in Canada.
$74. That's good.
Right? $74.
1 terabyte.
1 terabyte. Reliable storage from Kingston, 24/7 tech support.
Okay.
I mean, you can't really go wrong. If you need more storage, if you're holding larger project files, if you're doing multiple files, or you just want the extra space, you can get the 2 terabyte one for just $124.
124 Canadian.
Like, it seems so cheap, right?
2 terabytes.
Like, remember how much SSDs, external storage, used to cost? This is phenomenal. And look at the size. I can carry 3 of these.
Didn't you mention you could actually put a little piece of Velcro and it just attach it to?
This is the same thing with both of these, right? They're so small that one single strip of 1-inch Velcro will sit on the back of this, and you can put it on the back of your laptop. You can have multiple of these, right? Depending on your needs, right?
Yeah.
If you don't need the speed, you want the portability, you want the reliability, 24/7 tech support. XS1000. If you need something that's super durable that you need to take in the jungle with you, or if you're using it for production purposes where you actually need to have something that you can rely on just a little bit more, XS2000, both on sale. My picks. Okay. Kingston didn't tell me to mention these. I thought that this is something that you need to know about because they're on sale. Margins are slim. So portable. I think I brought one of these as a backup to Argentina when I took off on the trip recently. But it was just nice having it. Memory Express, Canada Computers, and Best Buy Canada all have these. And depending on those retailers for both of these, they were advertising certain extra deals. So if you bought a laptop or something or another piece of hardware, there might be extra deals for you too. And because in Canada, Kingston Canada works with all of the retailers across Canada. If you have a mom and pop shop and they all buy from the same suppliers, go see what they're doing as well too. You might be able to pick up one of these for the same price as well too, just down at the local store.
These are good for stocking fillers, you know?
Yes, they are. But for that price, I would probably make this more of a main present,
right?
Maybe because not everyone has this is a main present for modest price, right?
Yeah.
Around $100, I think that's main present territory. Anything in that territory, right? So I'm gonna hand the mic to you. What do you got?
I'm into PCs. I build like gaming PCs, enthusiasts PCs, and stuff like that. So for me, out of all the upgrades and things like that, I think memory upgrades are good. There are a couple of brands which are really good, such as G.Skill and things like that. Unfortunately, they're not widely available in the US and in Canada. However, what's available is the Kingston.
Yes.
So the Kingston Fury Beast, right? DDR5 RAM you can get actually now with RGB, with lighting, all that kind of stuff. Really good kits. I think the good speeds are 5600, DDR5 5600. If you want to go for the 6000 or above, I think they're a little bit more pricier, but you don't really need those speeds unless you're doing a lot of like high-end kind of stuff, right? So 5600 is a good speed to get. You get compatible with Intel, XMP, and AMD Expo. So whether you have an Intel board or an AMD board, those same memory can be compatible for both boards, which is really good.
I wish I had the board here because unfortunately the modules are in use, so unfortunately I can't show them to you. But they have a very distinctive black cover. Look.
Nice heatsink.
Why don't you give them a kind of a like for the people that are watching this podcast, describe them.
Yeah, it's basically you get depending on the kits you get. Yours is a 64 gig kit, right? So you have 4 modules, but the one they're describing is a 32 gig kit. So it's 2 gigs or 2 modules of 16 gig. They come with a black heat spreader with a nice RGB strip on top. The black heat spreaders, of course, help with the cooling of the RAM because you're running the RAM high speeds, and also. Make sure, of course, you put the RAM in the right slots on your motherboard. Slot A2 and B2, right? Those are the 2 slots you can put in.
It says Fury on it, right?
Yeah, it says Fury on there.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
It used to be a different branding, but now it's, of course, it's Kingston. It's Kingston Fury. Compatible with Intel, XMP, and AMD Expo. $170 for a 32 gig kit.
Remember when these kits used to be like $500?
They're when first DDR5 came out, it was really expensive because
such a good time to buy.
So now they're getting at that price. It's not bad at all for these speeds.
Crazy.
And then if you want more RAM, like the 64 gig versions, then it goes up a little bit higher to about just under $300. So those are the price range. You check out Amazon because they do have price, discounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Look at those pricing, and I think for that's a good deal. You can check out other brands as well. Like I said, if you can get G.Skill That's a very good brand as well. But they're quite hard to get hold of in the US and Canada.
I think it's more important that there's support because Kingston provides 24/7 tech support.
That's right.
If there's any issues with it. And if you're not sure, there is the bot at the bottom of their website on the corner. You can actually ask it what motherboard or what system that you're putting into. They don't always update the QVL list that's on their site because there's so many. So you can just drop a note to them saying, hey, I'm planning on buying this particular system for my friend for Christmas. What do you recommend for memory? You can definitely use that trick that we taught you in our PC upgrade guide where you can buy the least amount of memory and SSD and have them upgrade later.
And the reason why I choose Kingston is because if you look at most of the motherboard manufacturers' QVR list, whether it's Asus or Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, or any of those other big brands, and including ASRock as well, you'll notice that when you go into their QVR list, you'll see most of the memory includes Kingston.
Yeah. There's a good reason for that because they're going to do 24/7 tech support and make sure that they get back to you within 48 hours.
And all their modules are fully tested and fully compatible with those boards, which I think with that, well, I won't say guaranteed, but you're more than likely 100% will get those modules working on your computer. So
you'll have a good experience. Yeah.
So that's my take for these upgrades.
Okay. Well, that's always a good thing. Obviously, if you have a notebook, those upgrades are definitely in the pipeline as well too. So definitely look for Kingston memory modules for your laptop as well too. DDR4, even DDR3, DDR5, of course, right? And when available, and they're guaranteed to work if you check it out on their website for compatibility, right? Or check with the bot that's at the bottom. Write them a note and see what they say. Let's get back to that stocking stuffer thing. I think that everyone can use a couple of USB flash drives everywhere. People are just, instead of emailing things, some people just like to hand you something. Yeah. And I think that's okay, especially in class.
I've been using USB drives since like 20 years ago, and I'm still using them.
Yeah, like it's something that's not going to go away. It's just something about it where, hey, I need a file really quickly, but I don't want to email it and have it clutter up my box and use up that storage because you have to delete those attachments. It doesn't go away unless you delete. So a USB drive to transfer some of the larger files makes a lot of sense. What I noticed recently is that these guys here, Kingston has been literally these are everywhere. This is called the Exodia, Data Traveler Exodia. These are USB 3.2 drives. They have this really nifty, neat little feature where the cap, the cap, you kind of lose those.
Yeah. They do,
It has this little notch on the back where you just push it in.
Oh, so you don't lose the cap.
It. Okay. You don't lose it. Also, and this loop is also useful for putting on your keychain and everything like that.
That's true.
So I found out when I was looking around, and I wasn't even looking at their list. I just noticed that every single retailer is putting these on sale. But you can get a this is a 32 gigabyte. Already plenty for many, many things like flashing the firmware on your car. Also for I think the minimum was 32 gigabytes for a Windows 11
install. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get this. From multiple retailers, you can get a 2-pack of 64 gigabyte drives. 2-pack, right?
Two 64 gig drives, okay.
Again, they're smallish. The cap fits on the end. USB 3.2, so you're getting reasonable transfer read and write speeds. Not as fast as the XS series because those are true portable hard drives, portable SSD flash drives. The loop lets you put a lanyard around it if you want to. Dude, $13 for two.
$13.
$13 freaking dollars. Remember how expensive these used to be? This is wild for two. Now, Best Buy has the white ones for $13, but I noticed that Canada Computers has the black and teal for only $9.99.
$9.99. Is that for the one?
No.
For the two-pack, two-pack.
Isn't this wild? This is crazy. These are easy stocking stuffers. If you know people, this is the way to go because this is something they're going to need at some point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, college students,
any
storing files,
any school
sharing photos.
Someone with a car that needs to upgrade their nav system.
Yeah, right? I use USB drives all the time for updating firmwares on my computer.
Phenomenal.
That's good price.
Okay,
good price.
Back to you. What do you got?
We talked about memory upgrades earlier. Well, I talked about memory upgrades. The other thing up to upgrade is you talked about the SSD, external SSDs, right? The XS1000, 200.
XS1000,
well,
2000.
Of course, computers, inside the computer, you need storage. And this is where you will have the SSDs, right?
Yes.
The NVMe SSDs, and there's plenty of different brands to go for these days. There's tons out there. There's Lexar, there's Toshiba, there's Samsung. Samsung have been very popular because of the price and that, but also Kingston does them too. So Kingston have the Fury Renegade.
Well, that's a good drive. That's a very good drive.
And you've got one of those, right? Because I handed there's a 2 terabyte version.
It's a 2 terabyte version,
but they also do the 1 terabyte and NVMe speeds.
Yeah.
This is this is the NVMe PCIe 4 speeds, right? So it's like way faster than the XS1000 and the XS2000.
What are we talking in terms of speeds?
We're talking write speed around 7,000 megabytes per second, and also read speed of 7,300 megabytes per second.
Crazy.
It's like super fast.
Super fast.
So you're going to be building a system soon. You're going to enjoy those speeds.
I am, because my T3610, which is a Dell Precision workstation, only has a SATA main drive, and we know that those top out at 550 megabytes per second.
Oh, you're going to enjoy your system. Let me tell you.
That's like, how many times is that?
Oh, I don't know.
12 times faster. 12 times faster.
12 times faster.
At least 12 times faster.
Well, these ones come with a graphene now, heat spreader, right? And what that is basically a thin sheet of plate that sits on top of the SSD, because when you're running at that speed, it gets really hot. And by having a thin layer of graphene heat spreader, that allows you to sort of passively cool the system. So you need, of course, cooling inside your PC. Fans blowing cold air in, exhaust hot air going out. So as the fan blows cold air over your system, there are, of course, passive cooling over your SSDs, which is you need, right?
It's thinner too, right?
It's thinner, yeah. So you don't have you're the one. Your version has the heatsink, which is great because it already has heatsink. So depending on your needs, you might just want a thin one. Because why do you want a thin one? Because you allow then to put that into your laptop. Also, it's compatible with the PS5. And because PS5s, you can't put that massive heatsink.
That's right.
So you need a thin SSD, the NVMe M.2, PCI Gen 4, and with the thin layer of graphene plate that helps with cooling. So this one, very good deal going on. 1 terabyte going for $108. One terabyte, 7,300 megabyte per second read speed.
What about the 2?
2 terabyte, a little bit pricier, 188.
Okay.
So not too bad. So very similar pricing to your XS1000 and XS2000.
As external, that's phenomenal. So internal and external are seemingly like, they used to be completely different prices.
External used to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, but now they're almost at parity in terms of pricing. So if you need external, go for external. If you need internal, go for internal. I also have a quick note from Kingston that the KC3000, which is as close to the Renegade as possible.
All right. They have a higher version of that, a more powerful version?
No, the KC3000 is actually their top-of-the-line consumer drive. The KC3000 is not the gaming drive. It's as close to that as possible. Pricing will vary, but it's just a little bit cheaper if you don't need the gaming features. But it's a phenomenally fast PCI Express Gen 4 drive, similar speeds. It's worth looking out for. For someone that's actually building, it's funny you mentioned external drives. If you want to build your own external drive, you'll see all sorts of external NVMe enclosures available.
Yeah.
Guess what? The NV2, which is this drive right here, makes a perfect setup. Okay. These are well under $100 for the,
So it's 2 terabytes.
Yeah, like these were around $100. So depending on, they might be sold out by now. Like I'm not 100% sure. They might be sold out, but this is phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
Awesome. Check with your local retailers. These vary in pricing. This is what we consider a PCI Express Gen 4 interface. So it's backwards compatible with everything else, but it only has read and write speeds of around 3,500.
Oh, that's more than enough.
More than enough. So let's just say that you're building your external enclosure. You buy one of these. You buy your flashy new enclosure from Asus or something like that. You throw one of these inside. You've got 2 terabytes of storage.
2 terabyte storage, just like that.
Just like that. Okay. So pro tip way of doing things as well too. Again, DIY. It gets you a lot of value.
Yeah. Right. All the things that we mentioned, you can actually buy at Canada Computers, right?
It depends on the retailer, but they might have better deals on certain things based on bundling. They're going to have similar pricing across the board, but if you buy something else and you buy one of these, you might save a couple dollars. I did notice that with Best Buy. They were saying that if you bought like a laptop or something like that, you can pick up another thing for like 20% off or something like that. Check with those details as well too, and check with your local retailers as well too, your mom and pop shops. They often can have these or already have them on their displays. Go help them out. It really makes a difference. And Kingston Canada loves all of the retailers across Canada. They actually love the smaller ones the most because they make the biggest difference to people's lives, right? I mean, you can go into a store and you can buy a laptop from Best Buy, but if you have a problem with it, do you take it back to Best Buy?
Oh
no! You take it to your mom and pop shop because you don't know what to do with it. Maybe your computer geeky uncle is out of town on vacation. You take it there. You take it there, and they help you. So don't forget them during this time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some really good deals for you, and one that I predicted.
Which one's that?
So Samsung released some buds in a Samsung S23 FE. We're not going to talk about the phone because that's a little bit on the pricey side. Also, the deals are percentage-wise aren't as good as this.
Okay.
So I noticed that the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE, those are the buds that I said were going to be a great value if they dropped in price because are they
based on the Pros?
They're based on the Pros, but they have this earlet that sticks in your ear.
Winglet.
Okay, it sticks in your ear better. Okay. The Buds 2, which I have, I hate them because they keep dropping on my ear. They're too shallow.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So with the winglet, with the extended earbud, with most of the things that make the Buds 2 Pro great, guess what? All right, the Buds 2 Pro we know are about $200, right?
Okay,
roughly, right?
Yeah.
The Galaxy Buds FE in Canada, $99 freaking dollars. I told you.
What the hell?
Told you.
It's like half the price.
It's $40 off.
Oh, okay,
it's $40 off. It's $139 retail MSRP,
140,
which was at launch. It's $99.
Yeah, but if you get the Pros originally, it was like $200, right?
Yeah, but this has most of the features.
Like $9.
$99. This is the same price as the Buds 2, which I don't love at all, on sale. And these are $99. If you were...
Is that bundled though? Or is it...
No, this is... You can buy it. You can buy it.
Standalone? Buy
it from Amazon. You can buy it from Best Buy. You can buy it right off of Samsung's website, which I recommend because you can also buy their extended service plans and everything for, like, they call it the wearable warranty, whatever. And then you can actually bundle up with other devices. That's why I didn't want to talk about the other devices because it's depending on you, right?
Yeah.
If you want to buy a tablet and a phone, they'll give you increasing discounts on those other items.
That's when you went in. All had you bought the tablet, you bought the phone, you bought your buds.
That's why that happens. But this case, for $99, this is a great main gift for somebody that has a Samsung phone or any other phone. But the reason why Samsung is because it unlocks the high resolution audio that is a Samsung exclusive. It also works with the smart things for locating the case and the buds individually. There's a lot of pros for someone that already owns a Samsung phone to have a set of these. For $99, no freaking brainer. Get them for someone that if you're wondering what to get them and they don't have earbuds.
You have a teenage daughter, right?
So yeah, but she doesn't have a Samsung phone.
You can donate the Samsung phone.
I've already gotten her something else. Okay, the second thing.
Okay,
might be useful for teenage daughters.
Okay, what's this?
The Samsung Tags 2.
Tags 2, very similar to the
Samsung
Apple Tag. Okay.
So this is great for someone that loses things. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially if they have a Samsung phone. Now this is kind of the thing. They work best with Samsung phones. They will work with other phones, but not as well.
Okay.
They're kind of wonky. I've tried them with my Pixel. Not as good of an experience. Hopefully, Samsung rectified that in the future. But if you have a Samsung phone at all, or Samsung tablet even, you can buy the tags. They're better looking this year. They have an integrated loop on them, so you don't have to buy an accessory.
Different colors?
They come in 2 colors, black and white. But the loop being integrated, you don't have to buy an accessory to put them on your keychain now.
Oh, so you could just hang it up onto any baggage or...
Bingo, right? They're thinner, and they look... I'm trying to... the inside of this thing, it's about the size of the inside of this thing. Here's my finger for reference. Okay?
All right.
So these are regular $139.
Is that for one?
For 4.
Oh, for 4. A pack of 4.
A bundle of 4. $83.
Wow, $83.
Compare that to Apple Tag. Come on, that's like the price of like what, one? Almost. So you get 4 of these.
Okay, that's
They
good.
use the ultra wideband, so you can find them and you navigate to stuff like that. If you own a Samsung device, your main device is a Samsung.
Yep.
Freaking no brainer. Put them on everything. Right?
That's good.
For that
That's good price.
That's like $20 a tag.
It is good,
Right?
I mean,
That's
you
such a good
travel a
deal.
lot, so it's good to put it into your suitcase or
Absolutely. And they've been going off. They've been going out of stock intermittently, but Samsung's been replenishing as they go along on their website. You can also get them at other retailers as well too. So if you can't get them from Samsung, that's okay. Get them from Best Buy. Get them from Canada Computers if you can find them there. All the retailers that normally sell Samsung, you can get them there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So those are my 2 really good deals that could make main gifts. We also got one that's kind of more of a stocking stuffer, which is the Exodia USB drives.
USB drive. Yep.
Everyone should have these in your stockings. And I also forgot to mention that if you're looking for memory modules, not memory, but flash drives for
Flash
your camera,
drives?
your new
Yeah.
camera, your new camera, your new like tablet, the Canvas React and the Canvas Select Plus and Go. They've been on sale everywhere. And if you compare them to the other players, like, your SanDisk and your Lexar, phenomenal value compared to them, especially when you factor in capacity. Don't discount these.
Yeah.
Check these out.
And also, if you get a dash cam, they also have a is it high endurance? Yeah, and those are needed for good read-write speeds.
Yeah,
and
the
also
durability and the temperature.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you know someone that's got a new dash cam coming in from Santa, make sure that they have the right memory card for it, because otherwise it could be not a good present because it's your silent witness. Okay, let's get to the selfish things that we want.
My wish list, you mean, and your wish list?
Yeah. So
okay.
I only have one item because I pretty much buy my own stuff. If someone bought this for me, I would love them forever.
Okay.
But
what is
my selfish thing is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Is that the one with the little screen? And
It's the gimbal.
Gimbal.
It's not the one that goes on your phone. The whole reason why I like this thing is, number one,
right.
it is easier to lose this or have this get cracked and fallen on the ground than it is your phone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you got experience on that one.
Right.
Okay.
It sucks, okay? It's
Okay.
easy to deploy because it's small. It shoots quickly, right? You just turn it on.
Yeah.
Within a couple seconds, it's ready to go. 4K resolution.
Wow.
Up to 120 frames per second
That's good.
of slow-mo. So
Nice.
all the frame rates in between. Has a 1-inch CMOS sensor. Now that's huge.
That's big.
Because a 1-inch sensor, try putting that in the phone. You can't do that,
You can't,
right?
no.
So better for light. It just eats light. Shoots in vertical and portrait mode.
Portrait mode and vertical,
Yep.
okay, and horizontal.
Yeah,
okay.
horizontal, whatever, like all the modes. Okay.
yeah.
It has great smartphone integration. So as soon as you record everything, you can load it onto your phone.
Go straight into your phone.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
So that's good. You can read right from that. You can share it to the cloud, whatever.
Yeah.
The gimbal, fantastic. A gimbal will always be better than the sensor shift inside your phone. It's different.
So it acts as a gimbal as well.
Yep.
For recording. Okay.
That's right. So you can run with it. You can do all sorts of things. The gimbal also has kind of the parallax mode. So if you want to go through a doorway and have it spin, it has those modes as well too. So you get super creative. Imagine trying to get a phone to do that.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
It's like it doesn't work.
You can't do that.
Because
Okay.
the phone is all chunky and stuff.
It's also heavy, right? And it's so tiny that you literally take it anywhere with you. It fits in your pocket, locks in place with the case it has. It's 179 grams. How can you go wrong, right? Now, you're going to need a memory card with this. And I did mention there are many micro SD cards out there. This is what it takes. It takes up to a 512 gigabyte memory card.
That's good enough.
Micro SD card. And funny enough, Rex, our friend here, they're on their QVL list.
Oh, it's on there?
Yep. All the cards from the React series, not this particular one, because this is not the Go series, the Go series. But as long as it has greater than 90 or 100 megabytes per second constant read speed, it should be good to go. The Canvas React does. Plus does.
Okay.
If there's a micro SD version of that, get that. But they've been on sale all over the place, reasonably priced. So if you're getting the Osmo for somebody, maybe me, and you're getting the creator bundle, which is the one I want. Thank you. And get the card too, because it's a margin. You're gonna need it anyway.
Oh yeah.
But get something that's on their QVO. Kingston is all over that QVO,
and it's they're cheap enough to buy like 3 or 4 of these, right? Because like I said, you do a lot of projects, recording, especially this podcast. We eat through one card for each podcast
per episode.
Episode.
It's not because we use up all the storage. It's because we don't want to fill the card and lose it. So I put a card per project because I know that if I'm doing multiple projects, at least if I lost one of those cards, I'd still have another project ready to go, and I don't have to worry about that.
Rather than recording all your like 4 or 5 sessions into one card, and that card suddenly gets lost, breaks.
It just goes missing.
It goes missing.
To it? I don't know.
But they're cheap enough to buy like 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah. I wish that. Funny enough, I wish the Kingston. This is a suggestion, Kingston. I wish that you would put multi packs out there. Because,
interesting.
Multi packs I would actually use, because when I don't like buying weird random cards. I like to have a bunch of them that are the same. I can put a label on them. And I know they're from the same brand, just like memory used to be.
Yeah.
Where you have all the matched memory.
Yeah.
So I know that batch works together well. I know that they're consistent. And if one card goes bad, I can just switch to the next one. I know that it's going to give me the same consistent performance. So, yeah.
How much is that Osmo thing?
I think that the bundle I want is $959.
Expensive.
And if you don't go for the creator bundle, it's like $700.
Okay.
I'm still looking for a deal.
Not as expensive as my wish list. I'm after a new camera.
Okay.
I'm using the 6400. It's been very good for the last 4 or 5 years. Now I'm after a new camera, a full frame one. I've seen the Alpha A7C.
Yep.
Very expensive. The one I wanted to get was the ZV E1.
And that's like
$3,000. What the fuck? $3,000.
It's a good camera, dude.
So I'm not going to buy it anytime. I'm going to start saving slowly all my pennies. So that's that. That's just for the body alone. Over $2,000 for the A7C, just for the body alone.
You're going to need lenses. So you're going to be spending at least $1,000 for lenses.
Yeah, and lenses on top of that.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is, I'm doing a lot of remote recording, running around and stuff like that. So the Rode wireless mics.
Wireless Go?
Wireless Goes. So the reason why I wanted to get those is because, one, it's very good audio quality recording and stuff like that, especially if you're recording, if you're doing creative work, reels and shorts. It's really good if you connect it to your phone and stuff like that. The other thing is also it works with your Rodecaster.
That's right.
It's got its wireless function, right?
Any Rodecaster, any Rode with their new engine and chipset inside there will wirelessly pair seamlessly with any Wireless Go, even the previous version.
And also the recent item I got, which is the Streamer X, also has the wireless.
That's right. So you don't have to put the mic in your face. You can just walk around your room if you need to.
Exactly.
Weird.
But they're not cheap.
No.
A 2-set piece will cost you $256 Canadian.
Yeah.
And a 3-piece set, which is basically 2 transmitter or 1 receiver, that's going to cost you about $380.
And that's the Go 2.
One of those.
Okay. There's also a new 32-bit version that's $550. Ooh. So if you're a professional and you need 32-bit float recording, that's the one to go to, because it also has time code.
Oh, it has?
Yeah. So if you are professional in a production environment and you don't want to mess with editing your audio, because 32-bit recording is like the raw of audio.
Oh, right.
Then you're going to want those. You're going to spend a little bit more money for those.
A good thing about these is that you can actually connect it up to your camera, connect it to your smartphone, and you can actually attach a boom arm. You can use it as a microphone.
It works really well that way.
Multi-purpose.
Small.
Yeah.
About the same size as... Actually, no, these are more rectangular.
Yeah, more rectangular.
Or like, something like that.
Yeah. And recent gadgets I've got the Hollyland Lark C, they call it. They plug into your iPhone as a wireless kind of connection for recording. And the other one's Pivo Pod. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Never
Basically,
heard of it.
is you put your smartphone onto it and you switch on the app and it follows you. Facial tracking.
Oh.
So you don't have to go on the phone and press record and go back. You just press the remote and then it just follows your body or follows your face.
Okay.
So those are the items,
All right.
$99.
Well, that's our Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of guide to all things that are happening in Canada. There might be other offers in your region, and we would love to actually hear about that. Like I just hearing about some of the things that Winston said about the UK and Congo kind of makes me curious. Do you have Cyber Monday, Black Friday, or some other weird or wonderful sale holiday in your country? Drop a comment below for us. And, giving feels great. It really does. That's why 80% of Canadians are spending most of their $898 on someone else. But getting the best possible deal is also makes me feel better to pass on that information to you. And we hope that these tips give you a head start on the best holiday shopping season ever.
That's right.
Of course, if you need a second opinion, Winston and I are here to help to see what you've got going on there. So, again, put that comment below, or you can reach out to us on our socials. We've got on X at Our Podcast Show. We're also on Instagram at Our Podcast Show as well, too. And you know what? There's a really good reason why people should also subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it's YouTube exclusive. And don't forget to click on that notification, because by doing so, you'll get all our latest podcasts, which will be kind of published on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Every week.
And I want to make sure that there's this new feature, and maybe you can tell us if this is working, but apparently every time we say subscribe, there's the subscribe button should light up or something on YouTube.
Oh, really?
It's a new feature that or fireworks. Yeah, if you click the subscribe button, apparently fireworks comes out now. So if you haven't subscribed yet, give this a try and tell us if it's actually working. We're very, very, very curious. On that note, Thank you so much for everything you do for us every week, which is just watching. And we look forward to seeing you in our next show. Next week, we've got a special show coming up where we're going to be talking about our journey through podcast land. And hopefully, if you're wondering if you should start a podcast, maybe this will answer some of those questions for you. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.